I decided to take part in the CAN service because my midwife recommended that I do. I received a letter through the post a few days later, and I thought to myself, why not? I was keen to change my eating habits at the time because I knew I was pregnant and I was going to have a baby girl. I thought to myself, I can't pass on the same unhealthy eating habits, and I wanted to learn a new way of having a balanced and nutritious diet. When I first got the letter, I thought to myself, oh, another way for them to tell me that my BMI is high, another way for them to tell me I need to lose weight. So I was a bit skeptical, but due to the pregnancy, I was eager to find a different way of living my life. I was then signed up to my first session with Deborah, and I was completely amazed. I did not expect the experience that I had. There was nothing to do. I don't ever recall a discussion to do with weight loss. I do not recall a discussion that made me feel uncomfortable. It was directed away from the misconceptions of what a balanced diet should look like and what it really is. I was educated on ways to adapt to my current lifestyle, making it better in a way that doesn't challenge me or that doesn't put me out of budget or that is not too difficult for me to adapt to, and which is all stuff which I still do now. And at the end of it all, it actually becomes a habit, but it's not intentional. It's not hard. You don't have to overthink it and think, oh my God, I'm going to switch from whole milk to skimmed milk. And then before you know it, you're using the red top. And you're like, oh, is this me? What I learned through this CAN service was that you don't have to attempt to do everything in one go. So we did weekly goals. Some involved simple things like walking and walking just a little bit more. So again, tailored to my lifestyle, what I did already as I worked for myself. She encouraged me to find ways, if I was walking to the shops, maybe walk a little bit further. Also to acknowledge the fact that I was already quite active in what I do already, something that I did not think of at the time, because I always believed that for me to be exercising, I had to go to the gym. And if I wasn't in the gym or if I wasn't running, then that meant that I wasn't exercising. Now that I've had the baby, I think even more positive thoughts towards the CAN service. My motivating factor to joining the CAN services was because I wanted to change my ideas and my thoughts and my current way of thinking with regards to raising my child when it comes to food, because my relationship with food has been rocky to say the least. So I find that this service provided me with a foundation of which now I'm building on, because I've learned about having a balanced diet, about having a nutritious diet, about ways in which I can implement it into my life right now in a realistic manner. And there's a confidence factor to it actually, because now when I go into shops, I'm actually reading labels, something I never did before. And I confidently pick stuff because I'm informed enough to do so, and pick the best stuff or most affordable stuff, that suits my budget and that's also healthier. So it's amazing how it was a rewiring process where this information has always been available, but I didn't know how to implement it into my life. So I couldn't recommend this service more. I have no words. Like I said, coming through it now, I find it was one of the best decisions that I've made.